Hello and welcome to the agenda. I am Ajay Kaul. In this program today we will discuss the cause and solution for alarming pollution levels in the national capital region. As the winter approaches, the air quality in Delhi and adjoining areas has started dipping sharply. It is now an annual feature, but no solution has been found to this problem. What complicates the situation further this time is the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, which, like pollution, also affects the respiratory system of a human being. So, does this make the situation more serious this year? We will seek answer to this and related questions in the agenda today. We have with us Dr. M. Wali, Senior Consultant Internal Medicine at Sir Gangaram Hospital, and Mr. Vivek Chattopadhyay, Senior Program Manager of Air Pollution Control Unit of Center for Science and Environment. But before we begin our conversation, let us have a look at this small report.
The coming months for those in Delhi NCR region are going to be extremely difficult thanks to the rising pollution at a time when coronavirus continues. The deteriorating air quality is dangerous news for the people as both pollution and coronavirus affect the respiratory system. Therefore, it's going to be double attack. Experts warn that high levels of air pollution can aggravate the COVID-19 pandemic during the winter months when the air density remains high. Yesterday morning, the AQI had hit very poor levels, which was the worst since February. The last time Delhi's air quality hit such poor levels was on February the 26th. AQI between 51 and 100, it is satisfactory, and between 101 and 200, it is moderate. Between 201 and 301 to 400, very poor, and 401 to 500, severe. Increasing stubble burning in Delhi's neighboring states like Haryana, Punjab and Uttar Pradesh is believed to be a major contributor to pollution. Low temperatures and stagnant winds allow accumulation of pollutants near the ground, affecting air quality. The Delhi government has launched a major anti-air pollution campaign, Yuddh Pradushan Ke Virudh, which is being led by Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and Environment Minister Gopal Rai. A green war room with a 100-member expert team has been set up at the Delhi Secretariat to monitor the steps being taken to deal with high levels of air pollution in winters. Starting Thursday, stricter measures to fight air pollution will also come into force in Delhi and its neighborhood as part of the Graded Response Action Plan, which was first implemented in Delhi NCR in 2017. But concrete action is missing, even though air pollution in Delhi NCR is an annual affair now. Bureau Report.
Now let's welcome our guests Dr. Wali and Mr. Chattopadhyay. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you.
My first question is to Mr. Chattopadhyay. As you are aware that the pollution is increasing and air quality is decreasing sharply as we approach in winter, what is your view on this?
The question is, when the character changes in the time and the atmospheric ventilation capacity reduces, the boundary layer gets close to the ground. And if you look at the wind speed data, then you find that it is less than 10 km per hour. So, what is that? Whatever pollution is happening, it is accumulating close to the ground and it is affecting people. And now, there is a concern of the local pollution, major industrial hub. It has crores of vehicles. It has big kilns. The garbage problem also. We have the problem of old vehicles So many highways pass through it. So it's a multiple problems here. And add to that, crop residue burning that happens in Punjab, Haryana, which sometimes affects Delhi. But right now, I was looking at the survey data. Yesterday, it was about 2%. So 87% of the population is coming from local sources. So I think it's a national duty of the authorities to look into this and take action on ground. And a lot of plans and policies have been made, but now it is the time for implementation. Otherwise, again, we will have the same smog that we witnessed earlier. Added problem is coronavirus. And you very well know that when there is air pollution weakens the lungs. Our immune system is overloaded. Uh, Pollution, right? And on top of that, coronavirus, that there are chances, and the studies are showing that put more infection. So I think it's a big concern that we have to take care of during this winter.
Okay, Dr. Wali, I want to ask you, as I mentioned earlier, coronavirus is already there. Now we have this air pollution increasing. So is the situation becoming more serious?
Yeah, it's a double poison. One is virus, and virus rides on the particulate matter. The particulate matter is suspended, as you have shown. Apart from particulate matter, there are gases, also poisonous gases. So all these things add on. They add on, and they make the air more vulnerable to damage the respiratory system. And this damage, as very rightly said, respiratory system starts from the course in the base of the lung, and is the blood of the human body. There's what was showing sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, ammonia, and particulate matter 2.5, particulate matter 10, and we have not yet talked one particulate matter PM1. And this comes from the tires of the cars and buses. At least the tires of the aircrafts are not doing this particulate matter one these days. So we are just a marginal benefit. But as you rightly said, there are three components of this pollution. One is fall in the temperature. Because of the fall in temperature, the air density increases, number one. And number two is the particulate matter increases because of the air velocity also gets decreased. And number three, human beings produce the most of it by burning, that parali burning. And despite being told every year, we do not stop from doing this menace. And educated farmers even we do the same thing, because it is cheaper to them to dispose of the residual crop portion, and they burn it, and they forget after burning it, the air becomes polluted, and so many cities become polluted. We were seeing the Himalayas during lockdown from Jalandhar. Everybody had witnessed this video, that the air quality became clear, the ozone hole became intact, and the Ganges water became very pure, and we were breathing nicely during lockdown. So this proves that the pollution is a man-made disaster, and we are responsible for it. So if we are responsible for it, it becomes I. If I will not do it, so every I will become we. So if I will not do it, the other will not do it. So then we will be free from pollution. This is most important for all of us. And whatever Indian Agriculture Research Institute has made, that capsule which is being talked, it has not yet become popular about the parali burning. They have made some capsule formula
Right.
about pollution. So it has not yet come in the practical use, but we are seeing the cases of parali burning, which is very sad, very, very sad. Dukhi baat hai, very sad thing. And at the top of it, corona is riding on these particles. वाहन प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं हम कोरोना को by adding the particles into the air.
Right. So, Mr. Chattopadhyay, we know, as Dr. Saab was mentioning just now, stubble burning is a major cause, and of course then vehicular pollution, industrial pollution, all those add up. And we know it is annual affair. Every year we have to see this problem, and every year we know it. But there is no solution. Why?
There are solutions, definitely. Although there is a comprehensive action plan prepared and approved by the Supreme Court. They have recommended to implement it, and also it has been authorized by the Ministry of Land and Forest. Central Pollution Control Board has to coordinate and implement all the pollution control efforts across the state in Delhi and NCR. At the same time, we have Pollution Control Authority, that's the Supreme Court Monitoring Committee. Monitors the implementation of the emergency response system. But why? What is lacking? I'm saying that although there are plans and I would say the preparedness in terms of policy, we have totally failed in terms of implementation, preparedness before this winter happens. So it is very good that solutions are coming now, but this should have been come much earlier because of lakhs and lakhs of farmers, Punjab, Haryana, and other solution. They need machines, and probably many farmers like well off buy the machine to provide the machines. Tell them that don't burn it. It affects your soil fertility. Use more pesticides and fertilizers, which contaminates the groundwater. And also, there is a major concern that government of the policy of giving is incentive over and above the minimum price of the uh, 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 rice. What happens? These are water scarcity. Enough water. So generally, rice is grown in states where there is enough natural water. Farmers are doing because of I don't know
Okay, I
what
think
is
your
this use.
audio is not clear. Maybe I'll go to Dr. Wali. Dr. Wali, as we talked about this stubble burning, it's a annual affair. We all know that stubble will be burnt, and farmers have no other option to do it. I mean, small farmers, and we are not providing. I mean, the government is not providing them solutions and options how to address this problem. Do you think it's all? I mean, it's being taken casually and no serious effort is being made, even though although Supreme Court has been monitoring and other things.
Also, we are not sensitive for these issues. Every year for 2 3 months, sensitive people, wise people like you and me talk about it. People listen about it. And then after 2 3 months, the matter is over. But now it is the time to act. We cannot survive, the world cannot survive in pollution because very little time is left. The clock is ticking already. The world is watching, and there is disaster to happen very soon. Maybe our generation will die, but the next generation will not be able to breathe properly. So what is happening is that we are creating a milieu, dirty milieu, without a political will or with a political will, I don't know. There are conferences, there are people speaking, but at the same time we are seeing glaciers are melting. The global warming is taking place. And now internationally we are seeing so many countries, the trees are burning, the jungles are burning, there are wildfires which are not being prevented. It's so huge. Now in countries like, I saw yesterday one African countries, one Gulf countries on fire. What is it? It never happened. So it is all man-made disaster which we are adding, and this we are breathing. We are breathing, you and me. and at the top of it, our innocent children are breathing. What the stubble they are throwing,
Right.
burning coal, burning carbon gases, carbon monoxide. The political will comes as we have made a tower. Yesterday I saw a news. There was a tower which they were showing, but that is too small.
No,
My
that is,
son
I think
came
that tower and etc.
and
are, I think they are knee-jerk reactions. They are symbolic.
yeah,
There is
yeah,
no
yeah.
concrete action.
My son is very young. He said, Papa, this is too small. It can't work because he knew what other country made so huge. So the requirement is huge. The only thing which we can do is we produce less pollution and there will be no need of tower. Previously, when we were children, there were no towers. We were also using coal, but the coal is not being used now. So that component is improved. So we can have a will, political will, which is there, of course, but it's not, people are not listening. So the pollution is increasing. And since it happens every year, we do hear sermons and we go back home and sleep. But in doing so, what medically I am seeing over 50 years, the cancer incidence in males and females has become equal. Previously, it used to be 1/3 in the females and 2/3 in the males. Now, 50% females and 50% males are having lung cancer. Without smoking, people are having lung cancer because we are smoking the stubble burning. We are smoking PM1, PM2.5. The children are smoking. Innocent children are smoking. They have no fault of theirs. Everybody is smoking without being a smoker. So this thing has to stop. We have to educate ourselves. We have to change our habits. We have to use less fossil fuels. Fossil fuels, the main contributor. And the tragedy is the advanced developed countries who make a lot of noise, don't burn fossil fuels. They are the biggest contributors to this.
Right.
So this is a paradox. So we have to really educate ourselves and we have to learn from the deaths which are taking place throughout the world. And the corona will increase during winter, and due to pollution there will be more deaths. Our health minister, Dr. Harshvardhan, has already warned last week and repeatedly everybody has been sensitized. ICMR, Planning Commission, Niti Aayog, you must say, Niti Aayog, Ministry of Health, so Environment Ministry, they have all warned. So it is for us, they have kept ball in our court, it is for us to follow.
Okay, Mr. Chattopadhyay, you heard Dr. Wali, how serious the situation is medically. But as he mentioned that the will is not there. You may hear a lot of noise and talk, but action on the ground is missing. What do you say on that?
Action on the ground is happening. I won't say it is totally missing, but it is not adequate. And it is highly inadequate, I would say. First thing the government of India should do, along with the state, that they should declare Delhi and NCR as a single air quality management zone. Because what happens? Delhi has suffered rules. Delhi has banned coal and fuel oil and very other dirty fuels. Only clean fuel can be used in the vehicles. But the same norm is not equally implemented in the NCR region. Second thing I would say, we have very poor connectivity with public transport across NCR. People are dependent on personal vehicles and also rapid rail transit is going to happen in Meerut to Alpha. That will take time. But in the meantime, we have to bring in buses. And government has a total failure in bringing in the buses. Delhi's number requirement is 11,000, 10,000 till 2001. But it is 2020. We haven't got all the buses. We need to increase our fleet a lot. At the same time, all the NCR governments, like UP, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, has to come to an agreement with the Delhi that they will run bus services, NCR buses. and that has to be huge split. So the dependence on personal vehicles to vehicles reduces the loss. Last thing I would like to say is the rampant garbage burning happens. Garbage management, mismanagement is a major problem in the cities, and also government is trying to implement segregation at the home of the wet and drivers, but still you would find that in many places garbage is burned. And the issue is no fire brigade is called. Even if the police is there nearby, they don't detect the smoke burning. It is a problem. It is a crime. So we have considered pollution as crime. I wouldn't say crime, but similar to crime. It is affecting our health and people are dying. So I think our administration, our governance, our political will has to be very high. India is saying that we are going to be a $5 trillion economy. So when the foreign dignitaries come to India, the head of the state or the other people, they find air polluted, highly polluted, and always recommended that they wear masks. So it is a shame that we are developing without clean air, and people are bearing the brunt. Already 10,000 to 30,000 people die every year because of air pollution in Delhi. All India figures are 1.2 million people dying because of air pollution. There is a huge shortage of clean fuels and rural households and other places. Why the government is providing Ujjwala program, but why they are not ensuring that each and every household has continuous supply of clean energy? I think these are should be our priorities, and we can make a change. Like the way China, before the Olympics of 2008, was equally polluted. But thereafter, they made efforts. Some cities have shown very good results, many cities. So I think we have to link development with clean air, clean water, and other aspects. That is the goal, and the plans which have been made, endorsed by the court, endorsed by the NDP, endorsed by the Ministry of Environment and Forest, Central Pollution Control Board, the State Pollution Control Board, all the government machinery has to implement it. Police has to be on the ground. When they see one industry, chimneys, it's like emitting very high black smoke, that should be considered as a crime. There are unauthorized industries in non-conforming areas. How they are operating, why the government is not doing the survey? It is all in the hands of the government.
So, as you, Mr. Chattopadhyay,
in thoroughly lacking, and I would say that it has to happen through very strong political will. Then only the scene will change. Then only the city of Delhi will have blue skies, which we saw during the lockdown.
as you mentioned that political will is lacking, we know, as you mentioned, that we know it for years, that stubble burning is a major issue, major problem, major contributor.
I would say stubble burning is not the major issue. Their contribution to pollution load in Delhi is very minuscule. It happens only for a few days or weeks. That leads to a very high smoke. Definitely it's a problem, but its contribution never goes beyond 40-60% for a few days. Otherwise it remains within 10% almost. So we have many local reasons also. The government should not blame the entire thing on Punjab. Definitely Punjab has to do better. But the entire problem of Delhi-based pollution is not Parali burning in Punjab. Because Parali burning happens only for 10 to 15 days. But the entire winter remains polluted. You start from October, November, December, January, February, you will find so many critical and severe days, unhealthy days to breathe the air. Why that is happening when the Parali burning is not happening? Definitely we are lacking in our own air quality management. We are not acknowledging the problem and we are not dealing with the problem. And the blame game definitely for the public health should not happen, I would say.
Okay, Dr. Wali, as Mr. Chattopadhyay also mentioned that we are not doing what we should be doing. Actually, our governments also wake up when the problem arises every year, isn't it? Till then, everybody is asleep. Nobody bothers that this problem is an annual affair. So steps should be taken in advance, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, at international level, things are being decided. But when it comes to implementation, there has to be public awareness. I fully agree with Mr. Upadhyay that we lack at many levels. You saw that young girl, Greta Thunberg, she has been part of Nobel Prize now. But what has happened in the field? What has happened in reality? We just witnessed a young girl coming up, standing for pollution, attention was drawn, and everybody could know that this young girl is fighting for pollution. But what actually changed? Nothing changed. Nothing changed. Things are becoming worse. The glaciers are melting. The global warming is taking place. So it is my duty to keep my country clean, to keep my country pollution free, not to burn the coal, not to burn the fossil fuels, drive as less as I can.
Okay,
keep
Doctor
the surroundings
Dr.
clean.
Valli, our time is running
Yeah.
out. One
Yes. Yeah. So it's our duty to stop pollution.
yeah, last comments. What precautions would you suggest to the people for this period?
Yeah, I was telling precaution is that we should educate ourselves that we should not use fossil fuels more. We should follow the guidelines, and the government should also do something to remove the pollution at concrete level.
No, I mean
What
suggestions
things-
for people like us who don't
Don't
burn
come
fossil
out.
fuel.
Don't come out till the things are not normal. Don't expose yourself. Cover your face. For corona, for pollution, both cover your face. And don't come out in the pollution. Don't bring children out. Don't bring infants out. And that is what we can do now. It's an emergency.
Right.
It's an emergency. Pollution, when it will come in the air, it will become emergency. So we have to behave like in emergency. So this is what is happening.
So we had to gear up for the emergency, but I
Yes.
thank you both of you for participating in this debate. Maybe we'll have further debates on this issue in future. Thank you. This is all in the agenda today. Thanks for watching. I will be back with another important topic tomorrow. Till then, goodbye.